A single mom's income is not the easiest topic to talk about, nor is it the most abundant. But as a single mom myself, I understand what it's all about. Hey there, this is Sharon Koenig of FearlessPursuits.com, and welcome to another episode of Fearless and Power Tube. This is where I create videos all about winning at life. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my strategies in dealing with and coping with the single mom's income. So I've been a single mom now for probably I guess it's been about 5 years, and I've got some insight to growing my income and saving money that I would like to share with you. So I know that there are different levels of income for single moms out there. You know, when I first became a single mom, it was probably the most difficult, scariest, intimidating, overwhelming thing that I was going through in my life. So my little one was probably 3 years old at the time. And I had two older ones, so I had 3 kids. I was going through a lot of stress in my life and fear and wondering what was going to happen to us, honestly. There was a lot of components to being single that I didn't expect. There were some things that I was dealing with that had to deal with self-worth and confidence and certainly fear. And, you know, ultimately that is why I started Fearless Pursuits, because I wanted so much more out of my life. I wanted more for my kids, but I had been that stay-at-home mom for all of those years. We had a 23-year marriage, and yeah, we had businesses, and yeah, I was working in the businesses, but I didn't really get paid for it. And you know how you get those little Social Security notes in the mail, and they tell you how much you're going to get when you are actually retired? You know, I haven't worked a lot in all those years. I think it said I was going to get $264 in my Social Security when I retire, because there was nothing being contributed to my income. Now, it is a whole different world for a man. So it's interesting, here we are in 2017, nearly 2018, and women have come a long way, right? We can vote. We can write checks. Yes, there was a time, my mother told me, women couldn't even write checks. So women have come a long way. But when we are single and we are raising these kids, it is very difficult, it is very challenging, and it does a number on our self-esteem. And not to mention all the time that we spend working, that we don't have time to devote to the children. And ultimately, I feel like that is the real problem with our society in general, but we'll get into that in another video. But the thing about it is that we as women have to really dig deep. We have to do what we can to lift ourselves up because we are on our own. So we have to keep our self-esteem in check and build our confidence and realize that we as women can do so much more than we even think. We don't believe that we can do more. But I am here to tell you, after 4 to 5 years, I guess it's been about 5 years now, that you can do more and you can achieve more. Now, I am not going to pretend like I'm not struggling still. So the single mom's income has been an issue for me because I do want more out of my life. I have been an entrepreneur since the 1990s. Since about 1995. And it is really difficult for me to go out and be an employee. And that is where some of you might be. You might be employees, but it doesn't make a difference, because ultimately what you and I are doing is we are finding strategies to keep our food budget in check. We are finding strategies to figure out how we can scrape money together and put into our savings, ultimately so that we can eventually have Social Security or retirement of some kind. So I wanted to share this video with you about some of the things that I am working on to help you with your single mom's income, because I know it's hard for you. It's very hard for you. It is probably harder for a woman than it is for a man. In fact, I know there are statistics out there that show that women who are newly divorced make probably 30%, just a fraction of what men make in our society today as a single person, newly divorced. And the worst part about being newly divorced is your credit takes a dump. So you got a lot of things that are stacked against you. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. So the fact of the matter is, how do we keep it together? So we've got issues with our self-esteem and our confidence. We care so much about the kids. As women, we nurture. This is who we are. We care about our children and we want to give to them and we want them to have a better life. And especially a daughter. We want so much for our daughters, right? We want to teach them from the beginning. So this video is to help inspire you. One of the things that bothered me was my age, because a woman my age is supposed to have stuff. I'm supposed to be somewhere. I'm supposed to have all this money in the bank. I'm supposed to have all these things. But what I discovered was the kids were vomiting on my things anyway. They were bleeding on my things, and it's just ridiculous. So you know what? I don't care about things. I don't care about my nails. And I don't care about jewelry, because it doesn't matter. What matters right now is that I have savings in the bank, I have investments, and I can put food on the table. So this was difficult for me. So you got to wrap your mind around changing the concept of, okay, I'm not keeping up with the Joneses, and I have to live below my means. And that was tough. Living below your means is my #1 tip, and it's okay. Don't care what people think about you when you are living below your means, because you have a bigger goal. Your goal is to raise those children to be the best humans that they can be in society. Am I right? So what you want to do is you want to be the best mother, the best provider that you can be. So you got to keep it together, but I don't have to tell you that, because I know if you're a single mom, you're watching this, you already know that. So I'm eating beans and rice. So this is easy for me because I happen to be vegan, but let me tell you, this was a game changer for me to realize that I didn't have to eat all that fancy food and be nutritious at the same time. So keeping your food budget in check was my primary concern. When I took a look at where I was spending my money, I realized rent, mortgage, I don't own because I don't want to own. I want to be free, thank you. So it takes the biggest part of my income. That's rent. The second part was food. And I realized I needed to keep my food budget in check. So that's where I began my journey. And that's where I suggest for you to take a look at in your single mom's income. Certainly you have your money that you're earning, but you have to realize that where you're spending the money is your biggest concern. So we don't want to spend our money on frivolous things. I don't have to tell you that, but it's okay if you don't get your nails done. It's okay if you don't cut your hair. It's okay if you don't buy clothing from a retail store. Maybe you can find a secondhand posh store. That was something that was really huge for me, was buying clothes for myself, because I wanted to date and I wanted to look pretty. And I wanted to find a secondhand store that had pretty clothes. I shopped at Goodwill. I bought panties from Goodwill. That was not good for me. That was scary. And you know what? It was all right because we're in a better place right now. But what you want to do is you want to figure out how you can save money, and you're thinking, okay, well, how can I save money when I don't hardly make any money? And I know what that's like when childcare is so expensive and it seems impossible. But what you need to do is you need to realize even if you could save a few pennies, they amount to more money. And they will compound, but you have to make that a priority. If you could even save $1 a week, that's what you need to do. You need to do this. You need to make it automatic. Go to your bank right now and make a transfer once a week for $1 if that's all you have. And that will compound. You will watch that grow over time. And then after a while, maybe a couple of years, you can save $2 every week. That's a 50% savings each week. So you're saving money on your food budget, you're adding money to your savings, and ultimately you can start investing over time. So some of the things that I did to create money, extra money, because that's what we want, right? We need to make that money. So you want to create some sort of income that comes to you maybe passively, maybe not even passively. Maybe you could write for a blog. So that's something that you can take a look at. Be a freelancer and earn some extra money. It really helps a lot. And maybe you're saying, I don't have any idea where I'm going to find that time. Maybe it's not the right time for you. Maybe the best thing that you can do, the best strategy for your mom's income, single mom's income that is to just spend your money wisely. So I want to be here for you to tell you that you are going to be in a different place in 2 or 3 years than you are right now. Trust me. I am, and I started from nothing when I was divorced. So I know you can do it. So that is all I have for you, and I really hope this video was helpful for you. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, just please give it a thumbs up. And I will create more videos for single moms out there, just like me, people who have been there. So please subscribe to the channel because I'm going to create videos about winning at life. This is Sharon Koenig, and I am out.